that we are at the moment working with a credit model that ties your credit earnings tighter together with the XP, still keeping the soldier salary intact. So you get a soldier salary and you get an amount of credits based on the XP you get in a battle. The reason we are working with this model at the moment is to encourage active gameplay, to encourage players to take an active part in the battle, and thereby rewarding you guys who actually make a difference and fight for your friends. And this update is Wings of War update. So it contains planes. Big surprise.
What?
First off though, we wanted to have a look at the new plane controls. And you have a recon fighter ready for us?
Yes, I do.
And when you enter the game, what you get is what we see at the screen at the moment,
Yes.
in terms of controls.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about how they work, these default controls?
Well, basically, as Reto McFly said, these are the controls which you begin with if you're a new player and you buy a pilot. What is a huge difference in comparison to the old controls is actually the plane goes where I put my mouse. So if I go to the left, my plane goes to the left. If I aim to the right, my plane goes to the right. And at the same time you have the red crosshair in the middle of your screen which indicates where you're actually shooting. And, well, actually flying is quite easy now.
It seems pretty simple. Seems pretty simple.
It's still pretty maneuverable, and it doesn't feel clumsy at all, and you can do anything you want with it basically.
And I'm guessing that you can go into settings and you have a few options.
Yes, there's more than one plane control being available to everyone. So right now it's set on steering with the mouse, so wherever I go with the mouse, that's where the plane goes. Cool. And the plane throttle mode is set on automatic, which means that if I speed up the plane and I leave on button W, then it automatically goes back to the optimal combat speed. But we also have other options, which is the camera, and I will just set the throttle mode different as well. Which means that right now I aim where my camera is. I go where the camera is. The plane goes where the camera is right now. So it's slightly different as using your mouse. You still use your mouse for it, but it flies where the camera is aimed at. And next to that, the throttle control, this is one of the 3 throttle controls, is that it goes in steps. So every time I press W or S, default controls actually, W or S, I can decide at which speed the plane is going to fly. Which is
pretty simple.
Yeah, and actually this one, it feels a bit the same as the mouse, but it's actually quite a difference in how your plane reacts to what you do. But it really depends on preference in the end. But this is also actually quite a comfortable way of flying your plane.
So you say it depends on you as a player what you prefer in the game, what works best for you.
Yeah.
And of course, if you prefer the old controls, you can also set the old controls.
You have the old controls as well?
Yeah. So in the input settings again, we've had the camera and the mouse now. You also have the classic function. That is the way most veteran players are used to. And just to set a different throttle mode as well is the smooth throttle control, which means you can hold W or S until you reach the level you want it to reach. And of course in this normal mode you have as the screen already says, the control to use alternate controls, so you can actually do some more advanced maneuvers or can more easily execute them.
And say we see something on the ground we don't like, what do we do now?
Yes.
Well, we have something on the bottom here.
That's pretty.
And it falls. Oh no. I'm wondering where it's actually going to land, but there it is.
There was.
So while we were making this new plane update, we had an ambition to make a new bomb system where you can choose a loadout between different bombs. But this isn't quite ready yet, so we left it out at the first iteration of the plane when we introduced the recon planes. Then based on the community feedback that the planes were more or less useless against ground targets, we added some bombs for now. These are basically the bombs we already had in the game, but now we applied them on the recon planes based on the community feedback, so now you do have bombs. We will revisit the bomb system later, where we'll have something like you can upgrade your bombs, choose how many bombs you want, and that could influence how the plane will fly.
But all 3 recon planes now have
all 3
bombs.
recon planes have bombs. We had to take some liberties to the placement of the bombs. For instance, the Russian plane has 2 small bombs, which is not unusual for it. The German planes has 1 medium bomb, which is slightly larger than what the plane actually is supposed to have, but for game balancing we went for the larger bomb because it only has 1. And the US plane also has 2. So the first plane we'll introduce now is the new American medium fighter, and here we have the P-40 Warhawk. A thing of beauty.
It has first aid, so that's a good thing, you know.
So the P-40 is it was first introduced in 1938. It's the 3rd most produced American fighter of the war. I think it was 13,700 and something produced.
Something like that, yeah.
It was usually considered a sort of a mediocre plane, but actually it was surprisingly popular. It had a poor high altitude performance. It wasn't particularly fast, although it was noted to have one of the fastest dive speed of any plane in the war. In fact, the fighter ace, what's his name, Clive Caldwell, he stated that the P-40 is faster downhill than almost any other aeroplane with a propeller. The model we are including in the game is the N model, so it's the P-40N, and it was one of the latest production models of it. It introduced a longer fuselage, it had an improved cockpit with a better view, and it had some weight reductions, which gave it a higher climb rate, because the climb rate was one of the things that was its faults. It was very popular as a ground attack, actually, and we'll also see why in just a minute. And it even earned the nickname the B-40, as if it was a bomber. It is armed with 6 50 caliber machine guns, although it does not have an automatic cannon. But these 6 machine guns are absolutely devastating. It's the fastest rate of fire of any of the planes we have in the game. In addition to its machine gun, it has 6 small bombs under its wings and under its fuselage. So you have a good chance of hitting something on the ground, as you can see. So this is the German heavy fighter. This is the Messerschmitt ME410.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. The 410 is the further development of the failed ME210, which never really went into production because it was too unstable. And then introduced the 410 in 1943. The 410 was designed to be used as both a bomber and as a fighter in various configurations.
Oh my god, you forget.
It was especially used as night fighters and night bombers. And it has a very long range and a very high speed. It was pretty much built for speed and firepower.
Let's get it off the ground then.
Of course, the configuration we have it in is the 410B2, which is the fighter variant. It's one of the later fighter variants with two 20mm machine guns at the front, and two 13mm machine guns also toward the front. I hope people can hear that sound, because it's an awesome sound. So, as you may have noticed, we also have Ken Solo, who has joined us as a rear gunner, and that of course means that this new heavy fighter has a rear gunner. This works sort of like the rear gunners on the recon planes, except that in this plane the gunner is actually controlling two barbettes on the side, two turrets, which will turn to where you are aiming. And only the one turret on the side that you're aiming at will be shooting. There's a bit of an overlap between the two, so when someone is directly behind you, it'll fire both guns at them. So the ME410, even though it's in its B2 fighter role, still has a bomb bay which contains two medium bombs. Just drop them. There we go. So that's two medium bombs. The heavy fighters will be a bit more difficult to fly than the other ones. So the recon planes will be the easiest ones to fly. The medium fighters will be slightly more difficult, but still quite maneuverable, while the heavy fighters will feel, I wouldn't say sluggish, but when you do a sharp turn, you'll feel that it sort of drifts more.
That's the reason they're named heavy fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is... oh, a little too close maybe.
So this is the Pjatlakov PE3 BIS, which was introduced in 1941. It's based on the PE2 bomber. And it was made because the Soviet Union recognized that they needed a heavy fighter which would work for night fighting. It would do long-range escorts, and later it would also end up doing a long-range reconnaissance. They did some changes to the turret, which you can see here behind it. In the early PE2s, you'd only have a rear canopy which you could lower down and then stick a machine gun out, which wouldn't have a very broad arch of fire. They changed the design a couple of times to this turret, which has a very wide field of view of operation. And now you see you already have a rear gunner. So the PE3 BIS, which was available in quite a lot of configurations. This one we have has a single 20mm frontal gun. Then it has two 50 caliber machine guns at the bottom. These are located just below the fuselage. This plane had a lot of different uses. It was good for ground attack. It was good at long range escorts, night fighting, night bombing, and even long range reconnaissance. So we have redone the factory textures of some of the existing planes. So they have been given a new paint job, some new color schemes, and this is to make a sort of
it's basically to bring along a sense of design.
Yeah,
in all factory skins.
So all the factory
skins
skins will be plain color, and it will be the same plain color for all the planes in that faction. So even though it's now just one color, we have added a lot more details, more markings, more decals, like the lines on the wings telling you where you can step and where you can't step. All of this really brings out more of the plane. So it adds more detail even though it's a more plain texture. So this will be the new factory skin for when you buy one of these older planes. And if you already have one of the old planes, you will keep the current texture you have, and you will have the ability to get this one as well.
And just for the record, this is the Messerschmitt
BF
BF109.
Yeah.
Yes. And the old textures will not be available to people who have not previously bought the plane. So you need to have owned the plane before the next update to receive the old textures.
It's a cool way of setting you apart as a more or less of a veteran
Yeah.
pilot.
Yes.
But let's show off some paint jobs then.
Yes.
We have some more.
And of course, since we are...
See, that's not a factory one.
No.
That's the totally new one.
That is the new variation paint job. It's sort of similar to the old factory skin, but with added details and a bit more crisp texture.
Exactly.
So this is the texture you will be able to upgrade to when you have unlocked that variation.
Cool.
It's like, I'm a very friendly plane, but I will still shoot you out of the sky anyway.
They will. Definitely they will.
I also add that while updating these textures, we have also made a new propeller effect. So you'll notice in-game that the propeller now looks much nicer. It has more of reflections when it catches the light.
That's nice. That's nice. Let's see some more paint jobs.
So here we have the P38. This is the variation you can buy, which is now camouflaged. Like with the other plane, we have added more details, more decals, text everywhere, markings telling you where to put the fuel, and all that really brings the plane more to life.
You're not allowed to step on the cockpit. It's what I usually do, you know.
And you have the new factory skin for that one as well.
The factory skin looks also fairly similar to the old one, except it's redone. It's a bit more crisp. We don't have those white and black stripes on it anymore. And like with the other plane, if you have the P38 now, you'll keep the old texture, and you'll also be able to get this new factory skin to choose from.
And by necessity, there has to be one more plane.
There's one more plane. There's, of course, the Yak 9. This is the new factory skin. Again, it's a plain green color, just like you see on the Recon plane. So this green color will be the factory skin for all of the Soviet planes. And again, more details added, text, decals, stuff like that.
Let's see the last one, paint job.
And this is the variation for the Yak 9, which is a mountain texture,
Yeah.
mountain camouflage, and again, added more details to it in general.
Oh man, now I want a yak as well, my practice character.
You need to get one, man. You need to get one.
And as with the other planes, if you already have the Yak 9, you'll keep your old texture, so you can gloat that you were cool before the other kids.